everyone, this is Jean, and you're watching my little indie game dev update for Friday, the 19th of June. Oh, time flies. Unfortunately, I work on the weekends, so no weekend for me just yet. Just an hour or two before work to work on my little top-down indie game built in Unreal Engine. And yesterday we added some shallow water, and that got me thinking. Today I'm going to have to add some more animations, because with the swimming animation I stuck to one frame just to be quick about it, and then yesterday I kind of got carried away and I made these 3 frames. Let's put the keyboard up here for the shortcuts, and I'm happy with it. It's not quite what I was thinking, because I want the arms to do a thing as you're walking through shallow water. So late at night I made this one. I think it's a little bit better. And then today I think I should at least finish 4 directions and maybe change the speed at which you walk through the water so that it feels different. And then what I'm starting to think about, and this is of course the danger, walking in water would be a logical step towards swimming in water, but then there should be something to do with walking in water, and there's not. So that would mean having to change at least one waterway so that you can walk there and fall into deep water if you're not careful, before giving you the ability to swim. And that changes things up, right? That means I just thought of a new gameplay thing out of nowhere that was not in my my plan for this week. Another way to procrastinate. Would you look at that? Let's get started. Why is this acting up? My Wacom is acting up. The tablet is working. You can very quickly, by pressing V, you switch to this tool, the move tool. You can very quickly just move between layers to make sure that you're on the correct one. And I say that now, knowing full well that I'm not going to stick to it. Alt Option. That, erase, bye-bye. Like that. Now we want to pop back over here, get this color, use the arrow keys. Is it locked? I don't know if you can see that, but let me just lock this one. I mean, an unlocked lock has 1 pixel to show you that it's unlocked. 1 pixel. Now, it might be my problem getting a little older and needing glasses. Give us some different icons. 1 pixel. Unlock. Things are in full swing. Steal some more colors. Empty frame. Oh, wrong one. Command Z. Sorry, not fully awake yet. New frame. So now we got a duplicate and 1 frame in, and I'm already drawing water on the body when we have a separate layer over here. Let's move ahead. Wrong color. I see what I did there. Okay, let's do an ear. Okay, let's copy this one. Right click on the number. New frame. What just happened? I think it just deleted everything. New frame. There's benefits to doing everything on a separate layer. You can just move things around. Good enough for now. Nothing like sitting in front of a screen the entire day. And then for your spare time, hobbies. Where were we? Okay, so we got up, sideways, down. So we need at least left. This one. So we're going to give it a tag. Shallow. I'm just going to grab, copy, back to the left. Always make sure you click on this one, otherwise stuff might happen. Okay, we got the colors. Brush. You have to make sure that we have the same frames for every direction, otherwise we run into freezes in Unreal Engine. Doesn't like that. I saw some of the Unreal Engine 6 presentation the other day in State of Unreal, and some of the tech is just cutting edge, isn't it? But I was not excited. I mean, I tend to get excited for new tech, and I should be excited for it. Maybe it's because I'm so been working on this, learning nodes, and then to hear like, oh, we're gonna phase out coding in nodes and give you a completely different language. It's a little bit like, of course, languages come and go. It's been around for quite some time. We don't have to upgrade. I'm sure 5.4 is going to stick around for a while. Just like Stellar Blade, the game that came out on PlayStation 5, was still made in Unreal Engine 4, just for stability's sake. But there was a real part of me that went like, oh my god, no, I don't want to learn another language right now while I'm still working on this one. It'll be excited by then, by the time I dip in for sure. Also, good enough for now. Okay, we got 4 directions. Let's drop them in. The Finder window open, figure out where this is. The sprite folder, hopefully in the correct one straight away. It still has the correct tabs. Oh, we still have Shallow Walk here. But first we need to drop everything in. Let's put a pause on that. So what we want is, we have these 8 directions. We made 4 today, and then I'm going to drop in the others as soon as they've been prepped. So we're going to prep them right now. We're going to go to the correct folder. Let's see, this is just flipbooks. See, these are already animating when I hover over them, so that's not what we're going to use. We are going to frames, these are sprites, textures, frames. Alright, this should be the one. Hold down Command or Control to deselect what you don't need. Less work is good work. Here they come. Again, some that have been in here for a long time are suddenly not pixel crisp, as if I haven't, applied the correct settings to them. It just doesn't make any sense. There we go. Just include them. Right click, Sprite Actions, which only appears if you have the Paper 2D CD plugin. Apply the settings. Sprite Actions, apply the settings. Sprite Actions, create sprite. There they are. Maybe just skip a step and not add s underscore. But then the order is not correct. But does that matter? Up, left, down. They should go in here. This one's set to 5. Let's just set that one to 4 as well. So there's no conflict between different directions. Now we have to go to the animation state file. So this one is correct. Now we can swap this one out. Let's say shallow FB. See, it's pretty good with the search. Then shallow walk left. Press play. Now you can just go through and it's all in place. We've got PlayStation controller. We're already in the corner over there. Just walk around here so you can see me for a bit. I have to fix the oh, what's this? Here you're out. And then here you drown. Okay, it's all working. Mission accomplished. I can quit now and play some video games. Alright, let's see what's next. So I was thinking we should at least put this to use before you can swim proper, right? But how are we going to do that? Let's see if we can differentiate the water here. This is going to be complicated. Let's just give it a go. Alright, we want to go to the maps. See, we want a different shade of blue. Let's see if we actually have that. I bet we have like a tile somewhere. At least I hope so. Let's see. These are the maps. Yeah, this looks more like it. This is the tile map. This is the map proper. Check it out. This is tile mapping in Unreal Engine. It's a bit clunky, but it works. And there's keyboard shortcuts. Like you can flip tiles with, I believe, X and Y. You can choose a whole chunk. Like you could literally just choose that and then drop it in if you want. So we were looking for, let's make this. So right click is drag, not scroll wheel. Like an A sprite, not spacebar. It's always nice how everyone wants to have their unique system. I don't blame them. So we were looking at this section here. Would it be possible to add a path that isn't deep water where you can walk? So from here you can dive, but then you would drown. So let's say you drown, but then you quickly make it to the not so deep water. There you go. Found one. You can click and drag, but it's very, like it's better to just click. I have to be careful, of course, because I have to set this to shallow. If I make some very convoluted path, like I also have to be able to actually set it. That's the tricky part. Let's go one level down. One level down. Back up here. First we just hit play. We just want to see the tiles. I wonder if it's possible to make something where The hearts you lose being submerged, you regain when you're back on shallow water slowly. That'd be cool too, but I don't know how to do that. You can see it remembered my save file. You have to press A. I want this one, this info box that shows how to do it. I want that to appear here when you got the save point and you have to push from below. In case you forgot. In case you're like me, like you buy a game, you play it for like 5 minutes, then you forget about it for a month, but you forgot all the tutorials. We need to implement shallow water. Start game, back where we can test it proper. Hold down Shift, slides it over. Let me just show you what happens. At the moment, the game is saving. So, well, that's fucked it up, didn't it? Facing the wrong direction. Jump dive is possible, but facing the wrong direction. This is a glitch from ages ago that I never fixed. There we go. And he didn't make it. But it's working. So, some things to look at here. The diving is still broken. Where is... Because I never put up, dive up, only dive left and right. And I only have one direction of animation for that, but it's a nice one. So if I could get that to work, we should be onto something. So first, and then for over here, we need to have a box that is shallow water. So if we just click on this one and then look at the what's available to us in this blueprint. So there's a water deep somewhere in the sky, shallow water 1, shallow water 2, right? So if we put this one over here like that, let's fatten it up a little bit. Click on the water one more time. Water deep. We have 2 water deeps, which means we can now divide it. So let's do it like that. It's pretty good. Alright, then we want to find out what this one was. River current. River currents are cool, so we don't have to worry too much about that. Back to this. Do we have a shallow water left? Yes, we do. Let's see how far we can get. I've fixed up the diving animation. The diving animation was only this one, and I noticed I actually had frames for all the other directions, but they're single frames. I only finished the left diving animation of 11 frames. If I add 11 frames here and then a single frame in any of these, this one will start to freeze up. Unreal Engine does not like that. They have to be the same amount of frames, right? So I never put the other frames of animation to use. What I did do today is I took the frames of animation, the PNGs, I opened them up one by one in preview and then flip horizontal, hit save, and then dropped those in Unreal Engine, created a new flipbook, and ta-da, here it is. Also use them for these directions, and for now, this is good enough. But what I do need to do is I need to fix my river system. So let me just show you my river system here. It doesn't look like much over here, but if you go into the world, so this is the first one I built. I gave it its own icon. Here's another one. You have a diving area. This is River's Edge 1 and 2, and you can jump to the right here and jump to the left there. This is of course what's giving me a headache over here, because this one you can jump to the left, I think, or to the right, I forget. But you can't jump up, and so I had a look at the event graph, and what I found, this was very high tech for my ability when I put this together. So what I found here is at the river's edge, it says dive right possible. So I'm thinking I need to split this up in all 4 directions, but the direction here is actually belonging to the player and not to the river's edge blueprint. If this is possible, then within the player system over here, I think, in the player's blueprint, we will then go over a thing like check if jump or hop is possible. Okay, you need the water's edge? Yes, you are near the water's edge. And then here is a dive to the right possible. True? Okay. Are you actually looking to the right? Are you pushing the Joy-Con to the right? If that is true, then we go to this system, which then basically tells the player to move the player a certain amount. The amount is decided by the target, which is invisible right now. There's one here, there's one there. So that you feel like you have some control over where more or less you're jumping, as long as it's in the general direction, right? So there's a little bit of variety. But now what I need to do is I need to expand on this. So on the one hand, with what I've learned in programming is I should use an enum. That would be best. And then switch on the enum. Remember how to do enums in Unreal Engine, so I'm kind of inclined to just add more bools and just do it that way. That'll work. Or I learn how to do enums. This is my dilemma. Probably just going to do bools. Doesn't matter. It'll work. So I just checked in with Gemini. Yes, you can absolutely use a public enum to switch between settings. Now, I already knew that. I just kind of forgot how to. But here are the steps. So what do I want to use this on? Can I not make this small? Okay. For example, when I am in the editor, I can, as I showed you, go to the blueprint, the top one. You can set different currents, but you could also set two at the same time, which would definitely break things. Because how this is set up is you have these timelines, they're set to loop, they're set to autoplay, and they will then do their thing over here. And this is the switch, right? This is how it, this true or false, if the current is selected, will then collect the players within that area. So basically you, like when you're inside one of these boxes, like if you're already in there when it's turned on, it might not register you, and it has to keep registering you. So this is basically a little loop, keep that going. And because I'm clearly copying and pasting a whole section of code here, there should be, even though timelines do not work within functions, but it would be nice if I can just turn this into a function. Because if I could do that, that would just save all these nodes, right? We'll start with this one. We want to swap the current system out for an enum. So let's go to our browser. One of these is my enums. So yeah, I have done this before. Let me just have a quick look here. Man, I so wish I could just make stuff larger in Unreal. Can I increase the size menu in Unreal Engine? It's values. It's valuers. Yes, you absolutely can. Seal the entire editor interface up seamlessly. There we go. All right. So just this is what it looks like now. 0.5. Okay. This is nice. Go to enum. Here we go. This is it. So now we're going to call this river current. Okay. Let's open this up. Strength currents. So here we have a display name, description. How did I add this? Go back here, add 1, 2. Let's have a quick look. Next up, create a public variable. So we go back to our river. We are inside our river already. And now we need to add it in here. River strength. We open the application, no, the attributes editor over here. And now we want to search for river. So our variable will be of type enum river strength that we've just created. Set it to public. And now it should be over here somewhere. River strength, there it is. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ooh, oh, this went. I think what we want to do is we want to turn off autoplay, but we want to keep loop on, and we will only play. So at yeah. All right, you have to go in here, turn off autoplay. Okay. Turn it off. We want to drop this in and get this. Switch on E. Switch on E underscore river strength. Okay, that's interesting how that becomes available just in search. So this is 1, play from start. This is 2, play from start. This is 3, play from start. This is 4, with that set up. Event begin play. Okay, we're not going to think about this. We're just going to do event on begin play, and this is what it's going to do. I think ideally it will only do something when the player is actually near. Just stop thinking about it for a second. We just want it to work first of all. Okay, so that is now set. Then we should be able to just bypass. So now this one is bypassed. It's no longer plugged in. This is true for all of them. We compile, we save, go to the game, and over here, so we had current 4 selected, so now we're going to go to river strength, set 4. Okay. Oh, almost 4 o'clock. Okay. We hadn't tested our shallow water yet. Shallow water is working. And then here, there should be no shallow water. Clearly, doesn't quite work. But